Together, guys. Back to you in New York, and we'll see you in about 18 minutes with Sandra and me live at 7 o'clock Eastern Time.
Oh, we'll be watching for that for sure. But Bill, before you go, you've been in Orlando now for hours, all day. And how has it been in terms of the weather changes? And have people been out there, any looky-loos out?
We've seen a few, but I think you always get a few, and but not many, frankly, and a little bit of traffic, but it really has been kept to a minimum. Arthel, I want to really express this point. When Governor Rick Scott a week ago started, there's a car right there behind me now. When Governor Rick Scott went out a week ago and told everybody to start moving, and they ordered the evacuation of 6 million people, I'm not saying all 6 million heeded the warnings, but that evacuation order went out, and a good number of people listened to it. You know, they saw that storm out in the Caribbean, and they saw at least 20 dead, and they saw St. Martin's and St. Bart's and Barbuda get torn apart, and that sent a strong signal to a lot of people in Florida to take heed and listen to the warnings. It appears the greater majority of them have, and we'll certainly find out more as the storm proceeds through the night here.
Yeah, well, that's good news. Yeah, the Caribbean took a beating, and we will see you in about, 17 minutes, Bill Hemmer and Sandra Smith on the Fox Report. Thank you.
You know, Arthel and folks, authorities for days have been warning about the dreaded storm surge as a deadly threat. Storm surge is kind of an innocuous term for deadly water that could kill you. You know, it claimed so many lives in Katrina and Superstorm Sandy. Well, Irma's eye passed over Naples about an hour or so ago, and major flooding from that surge is feared there. The mayor of the city just telling us a few moments ago they have not been able to make an assessment because of the hazardous conditions. Steve Harrigan is in Naples, has been reporting from there all afternoon, and he stood up in defiance in the middle of the storm and joins us now in some better conditions. Hi, Steve.
Eric, some gusts of wind right now, probably 20 or 30 miles per hour. The rain has largely stopped. It's still too early to assess the damage from Naples. When that first eye wall of the hurricane hit with sustained winds of 130 miles per hour. From our position here in walking distance, we have gotten a snapshot of some of the damages. We can see several large downed trees, some damage to roofs, not sustained damage to buildings or structures. Also seeing some flooding, and that is the real concern. There's a concern about a possible storm surge to follow in the wake of this storm of up to 10 to 15 feet. We can't assess that now, but I can tell you around the block there is already 3 to 4 feet. So how bad that gets, how deadly it could be, still uncertain. Also a loss of power for people in Collier County, at least 170,000 people out of power. So what comes next? A 9 o'clock curfew goes into effect tonight, and first responders will be assessing that damage and helping people who need help in the coming hours. Perhaps at first daylight tomorrow, they're going to have a tough time getting around these roads with a lot of down power lines and a lot of trees blocking the roads. Much of the staging for that rescue and recovery operation in Orlando. So we're going to see thousands of trucks, convoy of help on the way, probably later tonight or in the early morning hours tomorrow. Eric, back to you.
That is going to be the next story, dealing with the recovery and trying to deal with the cleanup. Steve Harrigan, thank you. Arthel?
The hurricane has cooperated some so far and has gone to the west some, which is relieving some of the tension here.
And that's South Carolina's Governor Henry McMaster expressing some optimism about Hurricane Irma, saying the storm's path up the Florida Gulf Coast could make things more bearable in his state. But as Janice Dean just said moments ago, the Carolinas may not be safe from Irma's storm surges. Captain Bob Brummage joins me now. He is the Public Information Officer for Beaufort County, South Carolina. And sir, if you could tell us how you are bracing for Irma. Tell us about the preparations there.
Well, the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office Emergency Management Division has been activated for several days now, closely monitoring Hurricane Irma. In anticipation of deteriorating conditions tonight into tomorrow, the worst expected between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. tomorrow, we still have 4 to 6 feet foot storm surge we're expecting in the Barrier Island area.